What's up? This is Draco.
And this is Alicia.
And you're now tuned in to OD
OD
Podcast.
Podcast. Period.
If you hear me typing, I'm typing up an invoice before I forget why I'm on
Ooh,
the computer.
who the invoice for this time?
So, who it ain't for?
You ever had anybody who refused to pay?
Um, yeah, actually. I ended up getting my money, but what's so crazy is I still work with that person to this day.
Oh, you talking about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was a little different. Anybody try to run off? I guess with like regular quote unquote clients, they gonna pay right then and there. But
Oh, you
anybody
mean
who try,
like I've had people attempt to run off, or I think because you know what's so crazy though? I always had those type of problems with influencers. That's why I don't really work with a lot.
really, what they be
So
doing?
like the girls who are like fashion girls on Instagram or they're stylists or something like that. Whenever or that's what they're known for. I end up working with those girls like and they either try to undercut me. Like I've had people like come to me trying to book me and then asking me if I would do their makeup for an influencer rate. Meaning that
Oh,
they
you did. You have talked about that before.
yeah, they doing that, but I also say no every time. And I had a girl who took like 2 weeks to pay me $200.
That's so crazy. I was on this girl's TikTok. I think her name is Imani, and she's a server. She's like a bottle girl server. I could be wrong, but she work in the lounge club scene in Atlanta, and she had made this TikTok about different celebrities she's worked with, like served, and they didn't tip and stuff like that. And it's just like I don't not that we shouldn't expect these people to be rich or have a lot of money, but I think you should still be a decent human being and pay for the services that were rendered
Yeah,
and tip people because we know in the USA servers get paid two goddamn dollars an hour. And it shouldn't be that it shouldn't be up to us to make sure they can keep their lights on, but we that's what it is. And so you go to a restaurant, that's what you need to expect.
I I went out to eat with somebody before, and they offered to take me and somebody else out, so it was three of us, and we ordered a decent amount of stuff. It came up to like $400, and they asked me to sign the thing because they left, but they weren't gonna tip. Like because I put a tip down and I always do like the calculations. I'm like, let me do 20% or 22% of this,
Hmm.
the total. And so when they saw the total and they was like, let me just go to the bathroom, just sign it for me. So I did the 20% and put it on there. And so they got the thing back and they looked and seen like how much it was on there. They was like, where did other charge come from? I was like, I added a tip on there. And it was like, why?
What?
And I'm like, we just ordered like $400 worth of stuff. I mean, even if we didn't, but it was just
Right.
like, what
Wait,
would
when you
you?
say sign though, you just was filling it out, or you mean
I
like
filled it out. I
oh,
tipped
okay.
them because in
I
my head,
will say when I was younger, like high school, I definitely used to. Now I ain't gonna say high school, just not grown, pre college graduation. I definitely recall times where I would leave the tip field blank. Obviously, I didn't. Not that I didn't know better, but I just was not. I'm a kid. Now that's not okay, but I just can't imagine that doing that now. Even if the service is bad, I'll leave at least 15%. If the
yeah,
service is bad, like I'm gonna leave something, and it's usually 18% to be honest, but it depends on where I'm at. But if it's like you said, 22%, if the service is A1, I've done 25, I've done 50% before. Like I mean, it just depends on where I'm at. But that's so crazy to be like, why?
yeah.
Jesus.
And you know what's so crazy? My mom was a server pretty much my whole life, like literally.
Yes, you got a soft spot.
So I have, yeah, and so she would always have those moments where she would tell me, like, when you get older and you go out, please make sure that you take care of these people that's taking care of you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, it's crazy. Now I get if you're on a tight budget, but your you need your place to eat needs to align with that. Go to Waffle House and you got to tip there too. To be honest.
yeah. Waffle House is insane because the total just never be the same every time you get the same thing. I wonder
You know
why.
what's crazy? They got this new menu now that includes everything, the taxes and all that.
Ah,
So I don't know if that might play a part, but I don't even be remember what mine's cost to be honest with you. I feel like it's always different if you like modify it and they be like
man, I
somebody
ain't
might not just
realize how much I miss Waffle House. So
oh it's
now,
good.
like
Is
I
there any
was,
on that side of the country at all?
I ain't even think to look until just
Oh,
now. Like
treat
I'm,
yourself, King.
I'm coming home next month. I'm gonna try to add on some days so I can kind of just eat stuff that I normally don't eat. Hopefully, I don't gain all this damn weight back. But
Just walk back home. What's the time frame you coming back?
as of now, I'm coming back the weekend of my mama's birthday, so September 16th through the 19th. But
Aw.
that's a soft hold because my niece baby shower on the 17th. So I'm. And, oh my god, y'all! So the Delta is smoking every variant of crack there was.
The
The
word variant is triggering, but go ahead.
uh, they are smoking every strain of crack that there was because these damn flights. Like I already looked at my Christmas stuff, and the fact that round trip from Atlanta to LA was $1,900. I will,
What?
I will be flying Spirit that
Oh my
day
god. I feel you. Try to take
because
Amtrak or something.
Amtrak, what? It's gonna take forever.
I know, but
uh,
Spirit,
yeah. So
take
I was looking.
JetBlue because you know
I
they just merged
I
or
looked.
Southwest.
No, I mean, well, Spirit said $81, so I was like, oh,
You gonna be, you gonna have to pick that plane up and throw it.
it
I
said
get it. At this point,
$81.
I get it why people would fly Spirit instead. I just can't. I haven't paid for my own flights in a while though, so I and that's not to flex. So I just haven't had been.
Same actually, and
I
that's a
paid for
flex.
my Kenya flight, but barely. Most of it was paid for by somebody else. But yeah. So anyway, no, that's what's up. Well, maybe we can maybe we'll cross paths.
No, we can do something. I mean, I'm down to plan today and do something.
I'm doing a
You don't leave
five
the house
k.
anyway, so I mean, we ain't going that far.
I'm doing a 5K at my job on the 17th. You want to do a 5K?
I could. I've been going to run you, so
I gotta
shoot.
make sure I can still enroll people. You don't have to though; it's not a big deal. But either
I
way,
gotta
Saturday
figure out what time the baby shower is, but I can do it. I'm sure
ain't no
that's gonna be
pressure.
early in the morning.
Let's get into this episode though.
I'm here.
Okay, so first of all, I need to pull up a Black Business of the Week. Shame on me.
That's all right. Pimps fall
Handle
too,
me.
boo.
Who gonna
Real
handle
players
me?
fall.
Okay, so I know you're a makeup artist, Draco. I understand, but you're not the only one. Oh, this girl is actually in LA. Interesting. Okay, so I was on my girl Kristen's page, and her eyeshadow was fire. Now I always tell Draco all the time, I need to get better at eyeshadow. Like I only know how to do one look, and that's the like. It's not really red, but it looks like a red when you build up those different neutral
Like a reddish
tones.
brown.
Yeah, and I put a little gold shimmer, and that's my go-to look. Even when I didn't know how to do makeup, I could do that a little bit. Anyway, I really liked her eyeshadow, and she tagged the page that she got it from. And it's basically this girl. Now, she is a makeup artist, but she does nothing but reels about eyeshadow. It's actually really cool. So her name is I Beat That Face on Instagram. Her name is Lacey, but she is a California-based freelance makeup artist. So if you guys need inspo on eyeshadow and stuff like that,
What is it called?
after you check Draco's page,
No, listen.
I'm sending her your page now.
Let
Sending
me
you
tell
her
you
page
something.
now.
I don't like people enough to be trying to
Take
gatekeep.
everybody clients.
Yeah, like
Well,
I can't even do that.
she does a lot of like pop of
Okay.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I won't do half of these, but it'll be nice to go on her page, be like, oh, I need something purple. Boom, there we go. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have to check out because I like
Yeah.
this yellow eyes everything. I like it.
Yes, and I got all them colors. But yeah, so anyway, check out I Beat That Face on Instagram. I'll put the information in the episode notes, but she does nice. Like I feel like if you already have a decent grasp of how to apply eyeshadow, you can follow along with what she does.
Yeah, kinda, because this is some intricate stuff.
Well, all I need is the color. The color inspiration.
I feel you. You gotta, and you gonna have to remix it.
Yeah, so that's cool with me because I know it ain't gonna look. We don't even have the same kind of eyelids. But all right, let's get into tweets from the streets.
Since the last I was just playing. Since the last
um,
episode, though, I just want to throw it out there.
hmm,
Krishan and Blueface have broken up maybe like twice since the last episode. I just
I
want to.
honestly, literally, when I see them, I keep scrolling. I can't take it. I can't deal. Actually, I'm no, we're not. But okay. So I want to talk about this shooting that happened in Atlanta yesterday. And did you see?
Yeah, I didn't get the details of what was on her LinkedIn, but I did keep up with it a little bit.
Yeah, so basically this black woman and that boy talking about caught off guard. I was not
Okay.
expecting to see that. So first of all, they were reporting an active shooter in Colony Square. When I tell you I was literally at Colony Square the day before, and it's so wild because I literally went there to go to the dentist. I've done several things in that area. There's a lobster roll spot. It's just, obviously you can be at the wrong place at the wrong time, right? But it just is so crazy when it's that close like that. I'm like, oh my God, I could have been there when this happened. So
Yeah.
they locked the area down. They said 3 people have been shot, and now we're just kind of on standby waiting for additional details. Then maybe like an hour later, we got a picture of a lady being arrested in Hartsfield, the airport. She's a black woman. I thought it was a black kid, to be totally honest with you. And then
Oh,
her
she
name,
was at the airport. She was on her way out.
oh, she was on her way OUT, baby. Okay.
What?
So basically somebody found her LinkedIn and she had been having, so she worked in like risk auditing. Like, I don't know if it's cybersecurity, but she worked in like fraud management. So, there are people who are dedicated to identifying fraud, improper use of funds to not only save the company money, but to keep them in legal standing. So she was working for this company. She identified somebody who was misappropriating funds. She said something about it, and she said that they were retaliating against her basically because she called them out based off something that happened. In addition to that, she said that her employer leveraged their relationship with her HOA to let themselves into her home to take
Oh
her
wow.
mail and to find documents that she might have had related to this. On top of that, early this year, she filed a lawsuit because of the retaliation. So this is like a serious like time on a different situation. So she filed a lawsuit. They're in mitigation, I guess. I'm not sure, but she went to the police after this last situation where they let themselves into her house. She explained to them what happened. They said they didn't see any forced entry, so they couldn't register the situation as a burglary. And she's like, listen, I'm telling you, this is how they got into my house. This is how I know this was out of place. This was on the floor. I did not leave it that way. And they really was like, with the police, if that like they get so many calls and stuff, they stop caring about little stuff like that. Look, if the window ain't broke, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
This is why I'm a
If
big
they ain't
advocate for
kicked in or
surveillance.
something, then they're not gonna take it serious.
Right, because it's like, are you sure you didn't just misplace this stuff that you're talking about? And now we're gonna be accusing these people that we don't have any evidence. So I'm not sure. This is where my confusion is. I don't I don't know if she worked for her HOA. And this happened because she killed the property manager and she killed the property engineer. Now, the third person that she shot, I don't know what role they played, but it sounds like all these people worked at her HOA and she was on the board. Maybe it's really kind of vague. And maybe if y'all know the proper details, clarify with me because I reading different people's posts about it, you'll be confused and you'll be telling the wrong information. But all I know is I think none of this is justified. I am a little bit more calm with it being targeted and not just no random shooting. It's
Yeah,
not
I
okay.
hate to be that person, but I was thinking the same thing. I was like,
Yeah, because it's like, dang, like we're not exempt from being a part of some kind of random shooting, but with it being targeted, it's like, okay, well, I can feel a little bit more at ease about being in the college. And it wasn't even necessarily at College Square, but her community is over there. So it's the area.
yeah,
Anyway, so that's what's going on. So she even told that she had posted videos on LinkedIn about the encounter with the police, explaining to them what's happening and all this other stuff and how they weren't taking it as a burglary. And her last words was, "Whatever happens, happens." And boy, did it. So, I hate that it had to escalate to that. On one hand, I absolutely believe that happened. On the other hand, I'm like, what if she was like a little schizophrenic or paranoid? Because
yeah,
I feel like sometimes people, like, there are some people who, like, I worked in tech. I mean, and I'm talking about on a consumer level, and people always come in with these kind of conspiracies about somebody's hacking into their home or to their phone or to their Wi-Fi, to all this different stuff, and they don't really have proof, but they could just feel it because this is out of place. This and this. And I don't know if that's what's going on with her, but I if I just read those details and that was it, I would think so. But this is why I'm a big advocate for surveillance, ring cameras, indoor cameras, all that, because now I can prove that she was in my house. But I'm interested to see how this plays out. It's a really sad situation, and I don't think any of it was worth anybody losing their job. But people do snap, and that's why you don't play with folks. Not saying these people that died play with folks, but sometimes I feel like people are manipulative. They they make things uncomfortable for others. They break rules, break policies, they take advantage, and then They expect people to just get over it and move on. So you know Erica Banks, right? The girl who jumped out the gate trying to diss Megan, hoping to have an opportunity. Well, she was at Doug performing last week,
Oh,
and
she was
she was
twerking.
twerking.
Yeah.
Now I saw the video. I definitely felt like it was a little inappropriate. What are your thoughts on that situation?
Um, we grew up in a different time. I hate to sound like an old ass Negro, but we grew up in a different time. So I can remember when we had people perform at our school, whether it was man or woman. At the time, baggy clothes was in. So
Mm-hmm.
it was wearing big clothes.
Sagging.
And it was just a level of um certain artists, I don't know, the type of artists that came to our schools and visited us, whatever. I do feel like with the school allowing that to even her to even come and perform, what
Yeah.
do you think was gonna happen? Like if I hear Erica Banks is coming to somebody's middle school or high school and performing, I'm like, what song does she have that can go with that? So
Bust
that's
it.
already out of pocket. It's just I don't know. Like
Yeah, I definitely feel
I do
like
feel like she probably should have wore something better, like more covering. The dancing part, I think that was the part that was inappropriate to me is the fact that her skirt was really small. Like, but other than that, I don't know.
yeah, I agree. Well, number one, I agree. You book somebody like Erica Banks, or I mean, this no different booking a Megan or even Cardi. It's like, what do you expect to get from them when they come to school? Maybe a edited version of their song, like the radio version, but the behaviors
Yeah,
and how they perform, I feel like if now granted, it's not the school that's complaining, it's the general public that saw the video. Now I know. Do you remember? Well, I didn't go to this concert, but do you remember when Baby D performed at Bunch and Miss Fernandez made him pull his
I
pants up?
literally, I literally was thinking about that. Like when I just said that about the school performing,
Hmm.
I was thinking about Baby D in them baggy pants.
Yes, so basically, y'all, in our era, baggy pants, sagging pants was a thing. It still is a thing a little bit in the hood. But they had booked Baby D to perform at the school. He was a local. I guess you could say he was local. And we had a no sagging policy. And so the principal made him pull up his pants to do the performance. Now, obviously, the students thought that was lame, but I do feel like, number one, this is nothing educational about this performance. This is about engagement and making the students have fun, have a good experience. But I do think that's, it's kind of leading by example. Now with the
Yeah,
Erica Banks thing, I think that they should have had some kind of like if the students can't twerk, the performer can't twerk either. That's just how it is. I'm sure the teachers was twerking too, to be honest. But people were saying she wasn't twerking on
hello.
the kids, but they was definitely getting behind her. I thought that was a little weird. I'm like, these are
Hello.
literally kids, regardless of if the kids twerk, if the kids listen to this
Hello.
music, it's still an age gap, and it's really weird. I didn't think it was cool. So this is something that came to my mind. Like, I'm supposed to be like, oh, I ain't heard from this artist or this influencer or this person, such. They ain't been in the news. But I think people gauge these days, I think people gauge people's relevancy based off if they get posted on the shade room.
Of
Cause I
course.
feel like a lot of stuff that I see, cause I do check the shade room and neighborhood talk regularly. And I don't follow them, but I definitely go because if I want to know what's up to date, have something to talk about on the show, I'll go on there and then just whatever. I feel like people will say an artist is not relevant if they're not being promoted on those pages. So they could have their own fan base. Hold on. My TV, my Netflix, whenever it's on pause for a long time, it'll like just start back playing. But anyway, so I feel like let's say somebody like Cardi or Nick. I hate to use those two examples, but they're clearly two of the most popular female rappers. But I feel like if they don't post them for a long time, they'd be like, "Oh, she ain't relevant no more." But it's in reality, it's, if you don't follow that person yourself, then you wouldn't really know what they're going on. But people have I've been reading comments and certain like stuff like that, and people really do use it as a measure of success.
Yeah. Um, that's where we are with social media, and now that's why they're bringing like social media views and things like that to award shows. Like now in TikTok, TikTok has its own category at the Grammys, or is going to
At the
have
Grammys,
at the Grammys.
TikTok over Instagram.
All that I'm guessing, all of it is tied together under that same
I mean,
umbrella.
I can understand the influencer awards because I remember there was a ringtone category. But it's
Yeah.
that's just interesting.
So we just, it's a different time. So now, because people say that about Flo, and I think that because the general public don't really listen to her, or she's not like somebody that people play on a regular on TikTok, she's like number one on every chart, like all of them.
Wait, you saying that she is? Can you explain that
Yeah,
again?
I'm saying so on the TikTok charts,
Uh-huh.
she always is like number one.
Okay, yeah, because I've seen a lot of her sounds trending before.
Like all her, on there. So that's where her fan base comes in at.
So
But
you
of
saying that
course,
people are trying to compare her relevancy though, because she's not on the blogs and all the other stuff.
yeah, because
And
she's
that's a
not.
shame.
No,
Because people are obviously doing stuff so they can go viral and get shared by these blogs, but I just hate that because obviously Flo Millie has a fan base. I mean, you go to her page and the girl got tons of followers. So
yeah,
it's like saying that nobody I don't like that.
she got a
It's just
million.
it's just having such a negative impact on people's perception of what real life is.
Yeah, but what I do appreciate is now they're trying to in the influencer lane. They're trying to go more. Hold on, I didn't want to break it. In the influencer lane, they're trying to go more towards people who have um a more regular life instead of it being like BBL. And this is no shade, but like more like BBL, lip filler, kind of Fashion Nova Skims models. So now people are going more into like everyday lifestyle influencers and like micro influencers where it looks more, you know,
Normal.
more normal,
I
which
Yeah,
I
I
appreciate.
prefer that.
Which I appreciate because I don't think that influencers are a bad thing. I think that where we've gone with the or where we've taken it at this point, it's like very cheap and it's so like monotone. Everybody's literally doing the same business over and over. Like
Oh,
even if,
that grinds my gears. Everybody got the same kind. There's nothing wrong with that because there's room for everyone. But it's also like, where is the originality or the creativity?
yeah, and so people always talk to me in Atlanta about why I don't pull in like or have a team of artists, and it's because a lot of times when I ran into people, they were like picking this thing up as like a hobby instead of just like being passionate about it.
Oh,
And when I'm talking to
mm-mm.
you about doing makeup, or if I'm talking to you about like, because when I talk to people about um doing makeup or showing them how to do makeup, I also talk to them about like just me working around people and what has helped, what has not helped, what things I should do and shouldn't do. And a lot of these people aren't in it for that reason. And it's kind of hard
Yeah,
talking to
they
people
just
on
want the
that.
money grab and the popularity. Yeah, that's a good point though, because when people
Yeah.
are devoted and dedicated, they want a solid team. They are consistent. They have things to look forward to. The other folks just having fun with it. I hate that though, because it's crazy. Because some of the things I've learned over the last few years is that like the music industry is not based on talent anymore. It literally is who got the biggest machine behind them and who can go viral, who getting the most attention. So
This is
some of
why
the
I
people
just
that
listen to what I want.
right, and that's what you should do. But unfortunately, people just look for what's popular. But it just sucks though because there are people more popular or more talented. I'm sorry, but people consumers would not even look their way because they don't have a million followers, which is so crazy to me.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder ain't got a million followers.
Yeah, that's just what we are with current artists because I feel like even with the older artists, that's the advantage they have over most people is because they actually build up a fan base by selling records, by performing. And not saying that these
Mhm.
girls aren't doing that, but they also have like mega market teams that their label can pay for and um, you know, digital tricks online to make their streams go up, all type of different stuff.
Mhm.
And we
Speaking
didn't
of
have
which,
that.
Usher's tickets go on sale tomorrow at 10. I need to set my alarm.
Who?
I'm going Usher.
Oh, he going on tour?
He's got a residency in Vegas. He just added some dates.
Oh, oh yeah. I said I wanted to go. I was gonna drive there and
Let's
go.
go.
When you want to go?
I want to go the earliest in March. I'm already getting 2 tickets. I get a third now.
In March. I can't book nothing in far in advance.
Well, that's the earliest show. Everything else is March through July.
Oh, okay. Okay. Usher.
Mm. Usher, Usher. Yeah, I need to see them skates. Anyways, you have anything you want
No,
to add to shout out?
I just feel like social media just waters down everything. It waters down
I
like
know.
a lot of different lanes of cosmetology. People that do stuff like taxes is it's watering down like really good dental hygienists because people are going to these little quick fix
It
shops with
definitely
people.
undermines people that are professionals for
Yeah,
sure. I'm my biggest pet peeve is the chefs. Are you a chef or do you cater events?
yeah. It sucks. And you know what the problem is that people are doing that and they're creating their own prices in their head. But then when people actually come to a professional artist and not one of those type of people, they look at us crazy because they're like, "Why do you charge so much?" And I'm like, "They're not charging enough. They're doing too much. You're bringing a whole like in my case, I'm like you're bringing a whole makeup studio to somebody's living room.
I was just
What?
talking to
How is that not convenient? How do you not even want to pay a convenience fee for that?
right. That's like gratuity, child.
Like
I was
I'm
talking
bringing
to a
you
friend.
even have to leave your house.
I was talking to a friend today, and she's a recruiter in corporate America. And we were just talking about. So number one, I've said this on several episodes before. I feel like social media has also impacted. Like you talk about how people like are not experienced makeup artists, but they charging these crazy rates. The same happens in corporate America. Everybody want to make six figures. Everybody want to be making these high end salaries, but don't have the experience or the value to add to the job. And so my friend was telling me that when she does some of these screenings for some of these job openings, she'll ask somebody who just graduated from college, what's their desired salary, and they'll say like 85K for like a basic analyst job. And for anybody that don't know, analyst just means you analyze stuff. You look at something and you work on that. So somebody could be literally somebody working in inventory at a retail store can say they're an analyst. You looking at how many sizes you got. We running out of this. Let's get more of that. That's just to add context. But analyst is the typical entry level job title. So to me, a analyst with no experience, maybe an internship, is looking to start off anywhere between 55 and $68,000 to me. That's what I've seen that's consistent across the industry. Obviously that varies based off where you live and the type of work you're doing, because somebody can be a very high level analyst, but in those cases they already know the people that are going for those roles have the experience. But anyway, yeah, she says people ask for 80,000, 100,000. It's just like, why do you think you deserve that?
Yeah,
And
you have to work your way up.
exactly, but because everybody on social media got this black women in tech, black men in tech movement, how they made six figures. Don't know half these folks lying, half these folks are recruiters. I guess I'm just they don't have a sense of reality when it comes to stuff like that. They just hopping in, making these demands, and gonna find themselves unemployed because they can't get what they looking for.
Exactly. That's it right there. You put it on because I tell people all the time. Like I've been doing makeup right now 12 years. So it took me a long time to even get to the point of having my rates where they are. And even now, like when I book people, like the other day, somebody called me to book me for a video shoot, and they was like, that's too low," and they added $800 onto what I was saying.
Mm. And imagine that, because sometimes I'm not gonna lie to you. When I look for a hairstylist, I go based off of how many followers they have. Not that that matters, but to me, I'm thinking like, oh, they must be high in demand. Now I do have a threshold, 16,000 followers max, but I think that, but when it comes to you, it's like, are they gonna be like, I wanna? Nobody's gonna be like, oh, I want to make artist that's been doing this for at least 10 years. They're like, go to his page, how many followers he got, who followed him, who makeup he did. And it's like,
Hmm.
look at the quality of work, and then as I get to know your portfolio, I can understand like, oh yeah, you've been doing, what you're talking about. You could talk,
Yeah,
different things that might work for my skin type and some stuff like that that some people wouldn't even think about. Because I think a lot of people, it's a lot of people that do makeup, and it's something I've learned even from like watching you. Like there is a certain style of makeup. Like I've seen some makeup artists and they do like club makeup, if that makes sense, like that
yeah.
really vibrant sharp eyebrows, like everything, but that's not really like award
I
show.
call that strip club.
That's what I ain't want to say stripper makeup,
Yeah,
but
it
no,
is.
for real.
That's where it came
And
from.
that does require some talent and some precision, but there's a huge difference between that and somebody who goes on a press tour.
Yeah, or a red carpet.
Yeah, or a red carpet. Imagine everybody on a red carpet having cut creases.
Yep. I mean, we kind of are there a little bit because Cardi B kind of opened that door too, a
Oh,
window.
true, true,
She
true.
popped out with the stripper beats, and now everybody is giving it, but it don't read well. Read well. Um,
But it's interesting because I feel like the people that do those cut crease style makeup don't really do a lot of soft glam. So, and it
no,
shows in the eyebrows.
and they soft glam. That just mean they use brown. that's what
I'm a soft glamour.
that's what they be like. Oh, I love soft glam. I'm like, do you, or did you just use brown eyeshadow?
That's so crazy because what's soft about them harsh lines? Jesus.
Yeah, and I used to do makeup like that, so I get it. I've been in each avenue. I used to do them sculpted eyebrows. Sometimes I live for a little sculpted brow sometimes, but
Yeah. Well,
I
I don't.
definitely
I
know that.
tried. When I have done them, I look back like, now, why would you do
Yeah, I like a little soft, little brown
that?
and fluffy.
All right, what we gonna
So do
talk
you
about?
okay? Since we on the topic of cosmetic, let's talk about something that I've been seeing a lot lately. So I always see men online talking about the things that women do to their hair and faces, and this catfish. But how do you feel about men who wear man weaves?
You know what? I just had this thought recently, and it wasn't about the man weave, it was about the men getting plastic surgery.
Oh
I
yeah, that too.
don't
I was gonna bring that up too.
I don't have a problem with it. Why is that something exclusive to women? I don't think it's nothing wrong with it.
I don't think that there's nothing wrong with it. I think that it's funny because I always hear, you always get around old people and they always say, "Oh, history repeats itself," or "We was doing that back in my day," and da
It
da
was
da da.
wearing toupees.
And I was like,
Still
"They're
is.
literally wearing toupees."
Yep. And I always knew about that growing up. Like that wasn't a secret. And sometimes you can tell, but I feel like black men wasn't really wearing toupees. It
No,
was
because we didn't have any of that
that texture
catered
of
to
hair.
our hair, and so now we
Yeah.
have like the technology and the people, the talent, the people to come up with, that texture and do like fades or whatever you want. I think it's a cool thing.
I mean, it literally be knocking 30 years off folks' face.
Yeah, it does. Like it
I
helps.
don't see
And
nothing
it
wrong
helps
with
with
it.
people's confidence. I'm all about confidence. I do feel like the surgery part, um, I've known so many people to get surgery and pretty much everybody has had some sort of complications that could have been
Mm-mm.
avoided if they didn't do that. So that's why I'm always like, real hesitant on stuff like that. But when it comes to stuff that you can literally unbraid or wash off, I'm like, girl,
I mean, yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with it. So I do think that there should be a little tact about it. Like, if somebody is balding and they get like the waves, quick weave, whatever, I don't see nothing wrong with that. But I think that I can definitely see how I can see myself being caught off guard with it when they take it off. But once I get comfortable in a relationship, you come in my house, baby, I got a stocking cap on my head and a braid down
yeah,
up under it. So I think it's just got to be more normalized. I don't have a problem with it though. Now, don't be no, I can't even say that. I about to say don't be getting like faux locks. But again, if I'm gonna allow a man quick weave, why not allow faux locks?
yeah,
A
it was
lot of these
more.
men got faux locks that just look natural.
Exactly. I was about to say that. So a lot of rappers, what people don't know, they have faux locks. Like
Yep.
Young Thug has had faux locks
Fetty
maybe
Wap.
3 times. Like because he got his hair blonde, it fell out. He got him, and then he did it again. But yep, Fetty Wap had him.
I
Uh,
think Rich Homie had them. Coco
Playboy
Vango.
Cardi.
I
Yeah.
just be looking at their roots.
So it's been in recent talks about Jimmy Butler because Jimmy Butler
Who
had.
that?
So he played for Miami Heat.
Let me
So
look
he
him up.
went to a hairstylist. He had like
Oh, I did.
a
Twitter
hair
was eating him
afro,
up.
and he ended up getting some lock extensions, and he did like a before and after video and everything. It's like, okay. I mean, if he didn't do the video, y'all was gonna see the hair anyway, and y'all
And
knew
it
that
looked
wasn't
good.
him.
And it takes for somebody that people respect for them to accept it in reality. Cause it's like it's just not a big deal. And even let's get to the surgery. Like at first I didn't like the ab. I still don't really like the ab etching because I feel like it's a part-time result. Like your arms, your back, and other stuff will not be toned. But I'm
Yeah,
not opposed to men getting lipo. Now I don't know about the penis extension. I feel like there's a high mortality rate on that kind of service. But I don't go get you some laser lipo. Go get you a little tummy tuck king. Treat yourself. I
mm,
don't see the problem. It shouldn't be exclusive to women. I just and then it's like we gon' if they don't certain things like for example, you can't really control balding, right? You could definitely do something
yeah,
about it. But then don't be roasting a man because he got a receding hairline because you really can't do nothing about that. So it's like, all right, I got a solution. I'm finna get a
yeah.
quick wig. Just make it look natural. That's all I ask.
Same. Guess
Cause
what?
just like me, I don't want no synthetic hair. I don't want no matted hair. I want my junk to be on point.
They I heard them man weeds be lasting about 2 months a month.
Really? And they're glued down?
Yeah, they be using that one glue, that clear. I don't know if you
I
know.
need that on my wigs.
No, you don't.
Okay.
So it's some glue that they use in Miami that looks like cement glue. That remember the
Oh,
glue?
the rubber cement glue?
Yeah. So it looked
Yeah,
like
I used
that,
to
but
love
it's
smelling
clear.
those.
It's clear. So they use that because it's so humid in Miami that the wigs be lifting.
Oh, okay.
So it's so strong. Like that shit is so strong. So they be putting that on top of the little papers. I actually thought about doing man weaves because I think it's cool. Like I was like,
Yeah.
I wonder how
Now, what I
much
don't like is Beijing because that stuff be getting everywhere. It
it
just get everywhere. And it's like not even a. That's like that's like a 1 day solution.
What's the stuff that Big Sexy be getting and he be rubbing it off? You ever seen it?
Bit sexy. Oh, I don't know. He be rubbing it on.
So he was on Instagram one day and he said that somebody he ran into somebody in public and they gave him a hug, and when they was hugging him they rubbed his hair like that, and he had literally 3 finger marks in his head.
Like
And he was,
sequins. You know how you can rub sequins and they flip sides.
yeah, it was like pew, and it was like showing his scalp, like it went all the way down to his scalp. And he
That
was
sound like his
saying,
quick weave was melting.
I don't think it was a quick weave. It looked like velvet, like pieces or something. Like it looked
It
like
might have
hair.
been. It might.
It looked
It
like
sound
hair.
like.
So they have like hair follicle or hair fiber, but that looked like velvet.
Oh, I have seen those hair fibers too. I categorize that with Beijing, honey.
That's more so like weave because that's like small hair pieces.
I just recently learned that studs take hormones for deeper voices. Why didn't I think about?
Testosterone.
Yeah, that seemed like duh. I should have knew that because a lot of studs have deep voice, but a lot of girls also have. Well, they could be trying to have a deep voice, but I feel like a lot of girls have deep voices anyway. But I never, I never thought about that.
So
I ain't mad at that either.
so the what they do is they do injections of pills just like the trans women. So the trans men they do it, but their process is very quick. So whenever you are like transitioning from male to female, you have to grow breasts. You have to like it softens your body. It makes your your hips grow, your voice softer, your face softer. So that takes a long time to break down, like 2 years. But I've seen some trans men literally start T. That's what they call it. They start they
I see on
testosterone
TikTok.
shots, and within 1 month they growing a mustache, a beard, their voice deep,
Does that have a
arms
negative
get
effect
bigger.
on their body?
I have no clue. I do know that that when trans women do hormones, they get really depressed because they're adding hormones into their body that they don't have, and it makes them sad. Like they be
I
crying.
believe it. And I can see how I mean, not that this I feel like it seems like men taking women hormones will have a more negative effect because you mentioned like their body softening and growing breasts. Like I just wonder if the body can have a negative reaction to that. I don't know. I was just curious. I mean,
Well,
there hasn't been
yeah.
a
I
lot.
mean, I know that if you're on certain medication or if you have certain illnesses that could collide with it, and stop that. But for the most part, I don't think so.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think
with trans
besides
girls,
like
you probably want to be.
emotional and like I guess like mental problems, then no, because I know that that does have effect on them too. That's a
And they
lot.
have to take that for the rest of their life, or does the change? Do the
Yeah,
changes stay?
yeah, they do. So this probably is TMI. I hope I'm not being offensive to anybody.
TMI, you so smooth.
But so if I don't know if it's the same with trans men, but with trans women, if they're on, if you been taking hormones and you ejaculate, you're releasing the hormones, and so you can start to reverse from doing that.
Oh,
So
like
if
Nutty Professor?
yeah,
That's
I
what
know
he
that
was
sounds
called,
I
Nutty
know that sounds, but
Professor.
that's just me saying it in terms so you can understand like what
That's why I would call it Nutty Professor.
So
That's
I
so
just got to
crazy.
hear what you saying. Like what?
That's crazy. Wow, buddy love.
But no, like if you so say for instance, like if you've been on hormones for 2 3 years, and now your facial hair stopped growing, your face is softening up. If you start to ejaculate and release those hormones, especially if you do it enough, you'll start back growing that hair. You'll get like your muscles will start getting
I mean,
like,
does the same apply if they lose blood? Because I mean, what? Why is
no,
it special there? Okay.
because it's I don't know. I'm guessing it has something to do with like your reproductive system.
Would have you ever taken hormones?
No, but I do know. I found out recently that I used to always wonder why like face kids look so like sickening,
Chisel.
soft, and just. I found out that they be doing that. They take hormone shots before a ball, like just one. They
Now I
don't do
don't.
it. They
I'm
don't
not
do it
being funny
consistently.
when I ask you this, but did Tokyo do that? Because I feel like he always had a perfect face.
I don't know. Yeah, that's always been a
Or
thing. Like
she,
people,
because
yeah,
referring to them decades ago.
yeah. Okay, so wow, this is a lot.
Yeah,
So
sorry, I wanna get it right.
Tokyo.
We did meet them when they
Yeah. So Mia, that's her name, Mia.
Okay.
Um,
Did not know
so
that.
before she's always had like a very strong face, like
Yeah,
like
like,
marvelous, like very
mentally.
beautiful. But
Yeah.
I think that she was just born like that because her mom looked like that.
Yeah, I believe it. I always felt like I mean, I feel like I mean, I could be wrong, but when we met them,
Hmm.
life was very regular for them.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I feel like not that it was impossible that they were taking those kind of meds, but I feel like it wasn't as likely.
Yeah,
Oh, I
but
want this.
hormones can most of the time, hormones and T shots are free with like insurance. Like that's something that they just
Oh,
give you.
wow. Oh, she got spicy content?
Yeah, she got OnlyFans.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Okay. Wait, can I got so many questions. Why you never tell me? She, I don't. I'm not trying to say they to be problematic. It's just it's an adjustment.
Yeah.
They don't sell their wigs. Oh yes, they do, but they just don't have a link for them. Okay. Anyway, irrelevant.
Um, I don't think she do hair no more like that. But she be doing
Well, I
cardio.
don't even. Yeah, she got posts saying Naomi unit available. Oh, somebody told me that one of the wig selling girlies be making their wigs with pieces of other hairs. Like it'd be like patchy.
Don't get me the line. Oh,
Mm. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. I don't know how true that is, but I know them wigs be high and I ain't got time. All right, anyway. Um,
you want to be Jada? Wait out, wait out, wait out.
oh my God, I had to block him. It's so many
You
creators I had to Yes, because this is the thing about TikTok, man. That not interested button does not work. It does not work. You have to block people. And it's some creators who post videos all day long. So even when you don't follow them, they're always on your For You page. I'm like, bro, especially him. I can't. I don't know what accent that is he try to use. I don't like it. I erased that from my memory. And here you go. I
I
don't even
think
think
it's
Jade like the song. She's just trying to be
a
nice.
Haitian accent.
Yeah, maybe that's true. That is okay. That does more closely align with Haitian. Him and that other boy are Haitian. The one. Do you have a wristband?
I just seen his video for the first time yesterday.
Oh my God. Free me. Free me from Generation Z or X. Child no. Anyway. Oh, it's Gen Z.
Fine.
Okay, so what else going on?
So I do have something else because something came up, and you may have or have not seen it because this is in LGBT world, but I did speak on it on my social
Speak on
media.
it.
Let me pull it up. I'm trying to get it verbatim because I won't show. I want to
I
know.
used to be in the know with the LGBTQIA plus community.
I know they miss it. They always be well, Alicia. She don't. I'm like, she don't mess with y'all.
I feel like I got a little too engulfed though for my own interests.
Listen, I understand. So there's a guy. His name is Stennis, and
Stennis?
Stennis. Apparently he's a doctor, but he does like OnlyFans content, and so he posts a lot of like suggestive gay content, but he's never really posted anything. Um, he's never really posted anything actually having sex with men.
Okay,
But
so what does he post?
he'll post like he'll post in positions that I guess gay guys will post in or pose in rather. And then he does those paint and sip parties where he be showing his body and
Oh yeah, I
having
seen that.
guys touch on him and stuff like that. So more recently, there's another guy who is literally the same way. This guy actually has a girlfriend, and he wears like thongs and one piece bathing suits like up the butt and posts all this like suggestive gay content. And he does post content with his girlfriend too, and she's okay with what he's doing because she's like, whatever, I sleep with him every night, I know what he do. And he posts solo content. He never posts content with other guys.
Mhm.
So to break the internet, they decide to post content together. So one of the videos was like a massage video, and then the other video they took a shower together. But I didn't see the video, so I don't know what happened. But the guy, the original, initial guy, not the one with the girlfriend, the one with the girlfriend, he's very he's very friendly. He actually showed up to gay events and he's very supportive. You know what I'm saying? But this guy, he posted on Instagram yesterday, I mean on Twitter yesterday, and said, I want to thank the gays for the pay. And he posted that he made 7,000, almost $8,000 from those videos.
Oh, I saw that on Twitter,
Like
but I
that.
didn't get into it. All I saw was I think you call him a Trump supporter.
Yeah, because he was a Trump supporter. He was wearing like the MAGA hat for a long time too. He
I
just
wonder if he's
always
that guy I
probably,
was like tweeting one time.
huh?
There was a guy that was a black Trump supporter, and I had replied to a tweet. I didn't reply to his. Somebody retweeted him, and I replied to my friend who retweeted him, and he replied to me, and I was just, I don't know, it wasn't worth my
This
time.
might have been him. Because he was like out with it and just doing some crazy stuff,
I'm about to look
But
it up.
I said that because he just does stuff for attention and like he's just that type of person. So he
What's
just
his first
said
name?
his name is, I'm gonna send you his Instagram.
Is it
Name is
Isaiah?
Stennis.
Okay. Oh, you did say that.
Real King
Oh, the person
Stennis.
I'm talking about account was suspended. Oh well, tough
Real
crowd.
real Real King Stennis is his name.
That
So,
name bothers me. It's like you got to have a list to say it right.
yeah, it's real weird. Um
Oh yeah, but go
So
ahead.
he said that he liked taking money from a gay man. He said it's like taking money from a gay man. He said, you're not gay, but you're posting very suggestive content in your timeline with another supposedly straight male. I guess you just have to do it to get attention and money from the gay community. And he said, I mean, that's what it is. He said, y'all are easy lit. And let me tell you something.
I don't like that.
He ain't lying though. I
Cause they
felt
grow
all
up.
that honestly because I thought that this was. I honestly thought that this was so trash for him to do that, and it's not cool. But when he said that, he's not lying. So I mean, let me
Are
tell you
you
something.
saying
I know
because people in the the male gay men like easily like fall from? Because I will. I don't
not
want to
even
sound
gay men; it's men in general.
okay.
So
Okay.
men in general are just very easy and promiscuous, and they're all, you know what I'm saying? Like majority of men, not all, but majority of the male species just gives that. And so when you have guys who are attracted to other men, for the most part, those guys are just probably two times, if not. But I ain't gonna say that because I know some straight men that's worse than that. But everything in and this is a lot of the reason why I don't date is because everything is revolved around sex in our community
Yeah,
for
that's
the
very draining. Just like the stories I was telling you before we was recording. It's like, do you have any substance? Like, yeah, sex is natural. It's not like the
yeah.
unknown, but it's just like, what is? Do you have anything else going on?
So straight men capitalize off of that, and honestly, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it because in my head, in my honest opinion, I'm like, you dumb if you give them your money.
I mean, I guess if you
You
look
want
at
to
it
see
from the
somebody naked that bad that you
yeah,
would literally pay them to see it or whatever you doing with them. Like they do all type of erotic massages and all that other stuff. You want to get them your money. They
Yeah, I get what
obviously
you're
the
saying.
money ain't
It's
coming
like
from nowhere else. Like the money
he's just
ain't just
putting
bought.
himself out there, and whoever give him money, but it just happens to be the gay community.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
and he
I just feel like
capitalized
it's.
off
I
of
mean,
that.
I get it. It's kind of pandering a little bit, but if people are doing it, it's like, what you gonna do about it, y'all?
That's what my point was. Is I'm like, honestly, what I think I just was shook that he said it like that. Like y'all are easy
And he
lick.
gonna keep doing it, and that tweet got him more attention. Where were those comments at? Was that Instagram?
Nah, this was on Twitter. Hold on,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sending it
Because
to
I
you.
remember seeing the screenshot, but I didn't know where it originated.
Yeah, but I don't think that people realize how big of a thing that is. Like I actually know personally know like three people that do gay for pay.
I mean,
One of
it's
them
like
have a
independent.
girlfriend, and it's like they don't never have sex with the people. They'll just send photos, send videos.
Is it a specialty to be a straight man? And for like are people attracted to the idea of him not being gay and they that turns
I,
them on?
I think that what it is that people or well people in general I feel kind of crave things that they can't have. So it's like it feels forbidden. It feels like something that that you shouldn't be doing, and that gives them a rush opposed to just being normal and dating somebody that's just openly gay
What
like
kind of
you.
doctor is he? Because
A Trump doctor. I don't know.
man,
He's
oh,
so
the reply.
wait, what happened?
I just was scrolling to see the rest of the comments, and it's a video in there.
Oh, wait. Oh, they
Oh,
turned it. Is that him though? It's a.
there's. What? What happened?
Hello.
Yes, did I shake your internet off with the video?
Yeah, you did.
I mean, listen, I don't be seeing that kind of stuff. When I say people be retweeting nasty stuff, I ain't mean that. I mean,
Hmm. It get real. It gets real
I
deep.
know the girls have free Twitters, but child. All right. Well, anyhow, I did get into the comments and people were saying what you said. If you like it, then that's just what it is. Like, now what?
Because honestly, where is the money coming from? Y'all giving it to him. He's been doing this for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
He's been doing this for a long time. And it's like, honestly, what can you do?
Nothing.
What can you do? It's not nothing. Just you don't do it. I know that I wouldn't spend my money on that.
Do you pay for do you subscribe to that kind of content?
So here's the thing. Me and my friends share an OnlyFans account. We just be looking at people's stuff.
Who paying for
You
it?
know? Whoever want to see it, we'll pay for it. We got a
Oh, so you mean like there's one profile and then y'all just subscribe to
yeah.
whoever.
They be like, oh my god, you seen so and so got OnlyFans? Let's see what's on there.
Would you pay for it otherwise?
Nah,
I've just never been into that. I never
Like
this not
$5. I'm like, I got $5. I can have it.
yeah,
Mix it
$5 and so do 200 other people. I ain't mad at it.
with. Yeah, but we be sharing accounts. Like we'll just like you know.
Mm, okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I never even thought about it. I just don't care. If I need something like that, I know where to go, and then
I feel you.
I don't pay for it.
And guess what? I ain't got nobody to go to. And
Okay.
monkeypox is out here. So
Oh
if I
Lord.
needed to go
Okay.
on there and use it for that, then I'll do it. But I ain't.
I feel you. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. We hitting the 60th minute.
Oh,
Thankfully I don't go out of town till later on this week, so it ain't like so it won't impact recording next week because I'll be back.
okay. Well, I should be here.
All right.
Uh,
Well, holla at y'all next week. Holla at your girl.
See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.